Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is
My
Elena
name is
Ruff.
Elena Ruff.
I will be in 12th
I'll be
grade
in 12th grade
Academy High School
Academy High School
2014
2014.
year. As a Girl Scout, troop number 1633, I am passionate about working and helping others around me in my community. I hope to become a doctor, aiding those in need and challenging myself to go beyond the boundaries. How did I find about sign writing? When our family's good friend's son was born with speech problems, I could not understand why. I had asked my parents, their friends, my science teachers what was wrong with him. However, no one knew what was preventing this boy's ability to speak words that seemed so easy to pronounce on my tongue. I wanted to help this boy and decided to learn sign language to communicate with him. This is where I discovered sign writing, which combined the possibility to read and write in sign language in all around the world. Speech and language is one area of educational apps that has expanded with great success. Recent Apple-based technology, such as the iPad and the iPhone, has fundamentally changed what and how teachers teach in class and how students learn the material. Due to these new developments, we are able to easily reach out to the younger generation of the 21st century much faster than before. A great example would be the implication of flashcards into the SignWriting App that app developer Jake Chasan and I designed to incorporate traditional study methods into a program that would greatly decrease the time spent studying and increase the amount the users would learn. I was able to witness these high-scale results in Crest Academy School for 11th and 12th graders, at San Diego Mira Costa College, and when I came to the all-deaf school in Osnabruck, Germany. The most memorable moment of this trip was the presentation of my project in Germany at the Osnabruck School for the Deaf Children. I fell in love with this school right away. The teachers of this school have experience in every area, including math, science, history, and other languages. They work very hard to collaborate with each other to provide the best education for their students, making the school environment very safe and enjoyable for all the kids. It is crucial to find an environment where deaf children receive attention and support. I had the honor of meeting Stefan Waherman as an amazing teacher with great skills and expertise in challenging and nurturing students to helping them lead the fullest and most fulfilling life possible. He works with enthusiasm and inspiration so well and effectively, using his knowledge of language, math, science, and psychology. I was welcomed into Stefan's classroom, where I met 6 children who were very curious as to who I was and where I had come from. As I began to explain about the SignWriting app, the children gawked in surprise, and were eager to see the app for themselves. When I showed the app onto the screen, the students immediately began to recognize the signs and their meanings. It was eye-opening when they decided to open the quiz page and began to associate the sign to the English word, even though some of them never learned English prior to our meeting. Each time the quiz was taken, the students would analyze the signs and then say the word in English and German. At the end of my stay, I tried to communicate with each student, shaking their hand, having eye-to-eye contact, smile, and just share mutual respect for just a moment. How could I not be attached to this unbelievable miracle? It is really rewarding to be a part of something bigger than yourself, being able to touch these children's lives for one day and help them learn about this new SignWriting app as a small challenge to overcome and learn from it. All of these students' emotions and smiles showed me that our app was doing something to improve the learning of sign writing and education of the individuals learning it. As soon as the app was developed and in the App Store, I began to show the app to others and explain the purpose of sign writing. By creating a PowerPoint, I was able to make the app more understandable to individuals in future presentations in Mira College and to students like me in Crest Academy. By the end of each presentation, many students had downloaded this app and wanted to learn more about the creation of the app and the positive impact it had on others. This app not only expanded my knowledge of the signwriting language, but it has also allowed me to grow as an individual. So, questions?
I want to thank you, Elena. That's beautiful. Thank you. And we've had some sound problems. So if for any reason you can't hear me, it's because I've been muting my sound so that I don't have any kind of problem with yours. But I think at the moment there's no feedback. So tell me if there is. That's beautiful. Thank you. I'd like to show some photos of you. I think there are some, almost like a poster, like a collage of photos that you created that are really pretty, that I put on your Presentation 30 webpage. Mm-hmm. And Steve Slavinsky, our coworker, is behind the scenes here, and actually I can see him. Maybe you can too. Hi, Steve. And Steve is working on getting up, I think, maybe that, should I click on it and we'll look at it? Let me see what we have here. Look at that. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. And see these, so everyone knows, this is like a collage of photos of Elena. And maybe, Steve, can you keep it sort of in one place and Elena can tell us a little bit, right where it is. Can you tell us, whoa, don't move too much though, just stay, yeah, stay right there. So what are you looking, yeah, go ahead.
This is our team. You can see Adam and that's Cynthia Chasan, my supervisor for Girl Scouts. As you can see in the first picture, there was a lot of things that we had to fill out in order to make this project possible. That included creating the app, making it live onto the App Store. There's Valerie in the third picture. Jake Chasan in the blue shirt right there. He was the app developer. He developed the technological side of signwriting, placing it onto the internet and available for everyone. If you scroll down a little bit below, that's where, in the fourth picture, that's me right next to the sign of the school, the signwriting school. It's very interesting that in this school, this deaf school in Germany, in Osnabruck, Germany, it allows students who live perhaps farther away from the school to actually live on campus, which in other schools it's almost unheard of. And this, I think, allows students to have a more fully in-depth understanding of the entire signwriting community, of the different science, history, English, all different languages. And I think this school was, I think, the most important part of the entire project, because I was able to talk to each student, each individual student, and sort of learn from them what they go through every day and what sort of aspects they like about signwriting. So these are sort of the pictures that we took during my stay there.
Well, it's important to note quickly that there are photos there of Stefan Bowerman. So let's go back to where we were, and maybe you can talk about, there's Stefan at the board with you, right?
Yes, there's Stefan.
And okay, so now I'm going to turn off my sound because we are having sound problems, and I'm going to go back to the poster, and you keep telling us, and Steve will scroll down, okay?
Mm-hmm. So also another very important thing I found out with these students is that these students are so brilliant, so gifted, that I thought I had a very, very deep question: why weren't these students represented in other cultures? Why did our culture never really speak or talk about students, such brilliant students? Perhaps they were deaf, but I don't think that really matters in this case. Each one had their own personality, had their own abilities to represent themselves, to represent their community, and that was a very significant part of what I came for, essentially, coming to the Osnabruck school, was to really identify with these students, to understand them, and to meet with Stefan to see if we can make any corrections with the app to make it possible for other students like me to learn this sign writing and to learn sign language in general. So that was, as everyone can see here, these pictures on the screen. Stefan was able to lead a class that day, and I was able to witness their learning, and it was quite wonderful. I think it was a very memorable day for me as an individual to finally understand where people are coming from and grow as a person myself through these lives of 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. So it was something that really, really affected me as a person, and I really want to grow from that trip. I really want to be able to help people like Stefan does, and other people worldwide that have done things with sign writing, and perhaps in the future we can expand it much more so that the whole world incorporates it for people alike. So.
Oh, that's a wonderful testament to Stefan and his teaching, and it's well deserved. I'm also really glad that you were able to go to Germany. Isn't that just amazing?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it was a miracle in its own right, wasn't it? But I do want to go on to the next poster because I think it also is important. So I'm going to click on that now, and maybe you could tell us about this next poster.
Yes. This next poster shows the very first picture is Jake Chasan and I. Again, we were working on the app, developing it, trying to get it on the web. The next photo is the San Diego Mesa College, where Adam Frost teaches, and I was able to go in front of the class and speak about the app, how Jake Chasan and I were able to incorporate it, to put all the signs together, how it was able to be placed onto the internet in a more easier way to understand for students like me, because I found that sign writing is very difficult for people that want to try to learn it by themselves. And I wanted to make it as easy as possible for students like me and younger to learn this app through flashcards, quizzes, just like any sort of test that you would see, go to school and take a test, an exam. And that was why I decided to present to Adam's class to sort of explain sign writing. I'm sure he incorporates it in his classroom, and sort of show everyone that it's being progressed slowly but surely, and that more people should know about it and more people should learn it. So that's that picture. I also was able, if you scroll a little bit downward, I was also able to present it in front of my own school, Canyon Crest Academy. The students there were very eager to understand what sign writing really was. It was a little bit difficult, truthfully. It was difficult for me to explain. I myself don't know sign writing, although I do want to learn it in the future. But I was able to present it to them as a sort of an image, a picture that incorporated words, phrases, and make it as easy as possible for these students to understand. and by the end of the entire lesson of the presentation that I showed, these students were actually thrilled and they wanted to learn. By the way, this was a lesson taught by a sign language teacher at our school. So I was able to come to their class, and they immediately, whoever had an iPhone, whoever had an iPad, downloaded this app and began to play with it furiously, playing with the games, just going through the flashcards, and it was quite amazing with the incorporation that this one app had on an entire classroom. And if only I was able to present it to more classes at the school, I'm absolutely sure that people would download this app and would ask more questions and learn much more. So it was, again, a very, very huge experience for me as a person and as a student to learn sign writing, and it was quite amazing. So, yeah, those are the
I wish we didn't have the sound issue, because I just want you to know, I hope you can hear me. I think this was a beautiful talk to explain how much it meant to you to share the SignWriting app with people. And it's my understanding that you got an award for this because you are a Girl Scout, aren't you, Elena?
That is,
and I believe, yeah, you want to tell us? You've got a big gold award. I believe you got to tell us what it is, because I don't know. Okay? Go ahead.
So sign writing, because I decided to use this idea as something that I wanted to show and share with the community. I have been a Girl Scout, troop number 1633, since kindergarten. Unfortunately, my troop had separated, but there was still one or two people that had remained, and we all decided to do a Gold Award project. I decided to follow with the sign writing app that Jake Chasan and I had further developed, and that was basically the sort of start or the beginning of the process of receiving the Gold Award. And the Gold Award is considered to be one of the top awards for girls in the United States. So it was quite a significant, quite important, quite significant for me as a person. And however, I think these sort of projects that Girl Scouts do, they're supposed to it's not the fact that you receive the award, it's the fact that you are able to help the community and that you're able to expand your idea globally so that others like myself and further on can explore these ideas and can explore the idea of sign writing and other projects as well. So that was sort of the basis of my project. Sign writing will always be that base, and I'm so thankful for Valerie Sutton and Adam Frost, Stefan Waherman for taking me in for our trip to Germany and showing me around, and this really was a significant impact. It played a very significant role in who I am today, and so I'm very thankful for that. So the award, it's one thing, but visiting people, talking to students, being able to visit a classroom and talk to students who go through different things every day, that was the most impactful thing for me.
Wow, that's really very beautiful. It really is moving. It sounds like it truly has affected you, and I'm so happy to know that. And truly, I wonder, what do you think? What would you like to do with sign writing in the future? I realize you want to be a doctor. You have so many other opportunities, but and of course, sign writing is such a unique subject. But I noticed today, for example, we discussed with Jake the idea of having an app in other languages, but that it would they couldn't put it into the same app because it would become too heavy and too much of memory and would be expensive to download. So then the idea of making a separate app for each language would have been nice, but then apparently they won't allow to have copies of the same app quite. It would have to be different yet again. And so that's an interesting problem. I was just trying to think about that one. It'd be nice to be able to have similar apps in other sign languages, don't you think? It's too bad we couldn't find a solution for that.
Yes, yes. That actually, on the basis of that idea, we were thinking of creating actually a Russian sign writing app. We faced, as you said, the same problem when Jake Chasan and I were trying to develop the app. We noticed that some people, as you know, the amount of space available on any sort of Apple device is sometimes limited. So trying to place, let's say, videos onto the app was a little bit tricky. That's why we didn't go with the video route. Trying to show sign writing as a video and with explanations in sign writing, in sign language. So if I was to go further with sign writing, I would definitely, as Jake Chasan had said, try to create more apps that focused on different languages, sort of reaching out into the unknown. That is a very good question. I think I would probably focus more on trying to develop the English app first, make it more possible, more complicated, including more words, more phrases, even instead of adding words, phrases, actual sentences in sign writing, and so that people in English and then later on in different languages develop apps in different languages on that idea. Did that answer the question? Did I answer the question?
I'm sorry. I have to unmute myself whenever I'm answering you. Yes, it did. It was a wonderful answer, Elena. That was a very thoughtful answer, and it is a complicated subject because software always has limitations because of this or that. You know, there's the fact that you can't have too many signs in there, or it would be hard to download and be costly. Things like that. We have to work out how to get it so that it's still inexpensive. But it's all good, and I want to thank you very, very much for coming today. You are a wonderful young lady. I am so impressed with you and also with Jake Chasan, who developed the software side of the app. You both are remarkable young people. The world would be a better place if everybody were as dedicated as the two of you are, and as generous. You've been very generous to us. And thank you also. And hug and kisses. And please keep in touch with us. Remember, you do have a webpage. You've got Presentation 30. And we can add all kinds of new developments to your page anytime, and perhaps you can present at the SignWriting Symposium 2015, who knows, with some new development that has occurred in the past year. No matter what, thank you. You'd like that? Okay, let me put you back on, honey. Okay, good.
Everyone, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really want to thank Valerie Sutton again. Thank you so much for developing this. Thank you for creating this. Adam Frost, thank you. Thank you so much for working with us. Thank you for giving us the idea of actually developing the app. Jake Chasan, thank you for staying by my side and trying to work around with me and my untech savvy personality. Thank you, Cynthia Chasan, for working with me on my Gold Award project. And thank you, parents, also for allowing me to travel all the way to Germany and meet with the amazing Stefan Warherman. And Stefan, thank you so much for allowing me to sit into your classroom and be able to meet such amazing students that you have. So thank you, everyone.
That is a beautiful tribute to everybody here. And thank you, Elena, for saying that. I mean, I know this is a love fest, but why not? We do appreciate each other. So thank you again. And I think it's probably time for us to stop this broadcast because it's been a really long day, but a fun one. It's been a good day today. And did you know that we have one more day tomorrow? We do. And I'm going to see you all at 8 in the morning one more time. And I look forward to it. And I want to thank Steve Slavinsky. Thank you, Steve, for helping us. Bye. Thank you, Adam. Bye. And thank you, Elena. Bye. And I'm saying good night.